Welcome, this is Console Crapshoot, where we spin a wheel to play a random video game on original hardware. And it's official new console on the wheel this week. That's right, we're adding the Wii U. Very excited about that. Always fun to add a new one to the wheel. But today, we're going to be playing the Dreamcast. I always say it's never not fun to play the Dreamcast, even if you get something bad. Can't really complain, and we've got 245 games on the Dreamcast wheel. We're going to be playing Who Wants to Beat Up a Millionaire? Maybe we can complain. That sounds like it's going to be a rough one. I guess it's pretty obvious that this is a parody of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It says as much on the cover. Right here in the beginning, we're treated to an opening cinematic where it's one of those like we can build him better, faster than before kind of scenes, which is a parody on the $6 million man back in the day. But they're building the parody version of Regis Philbin, the host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and his name is Egregious Spillin'. Yeah, that's right. That's pretty cringe. That's pretty ridiculous. When I spun this, one thing came to mind that I could take away as a positive for having to play this game. It's going to give me an excuse to play this footage. You might say, Sal, why are you so excited about playing old footage that is clearly, taped on a VHS tape off of TV of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And I'll tell you, because I am in this footage. No, I was not a contestant on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but I was in the audience. And you know how when they go to ask the audience a question and then the camera goes to the audience and then there's always that one person who's in the main seat? That was me. This is me. And if you've ever seen me, you might be saying, well, that's not you, because I definitely do not look like this anymore. But I swear that is me in probably the year 2000 about. Same year this game came out, actually. And the camera kept going to me a couple times. Every time they went to the audience, the camera went right on me. So this was kind of perfect for me. Gave me an excuse to unearth that. But I assume we've all seen Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I've seen Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. But I'm going to assume you guys have. It's a quiz show. The twist on Who Wants to Beat Up a Millionaire is that for some reason there's a bunch of millionaires to choose from. First of all, you don't play as them. They are, as the game puts it, your victim. It's a select a victim, and they're all kind of parodies on millionaires. So this guy Melvin.com is basically like a Bill Gates type. You've got like this trust fund dude. You've got like a Saudi Arabian oil magnate guy. You've got an Anna Nicole Smith kind of parody, which I don't know if she deserved that. I feel bad beating her up, which is what you do in this game. And then you got this guy. His name is Ronald Hump. I don't think he's a parody of anyone. I can't quite place that. But for some reason, I would like to beat the shit out of him, so let's pick that one. And the logic of the game is basically, you get a question right, and then you get to punch the shit out of a millionaire, and then you get all their money. Every time you get a question right, you get more and more of their money. What the logic of the game doesn't really explain is why these millionaires would be a part of this. Like, why would they agree to just stand there and they don't gain anything at all. They just stand there and get the shit kicked out of them and lose money. It's a bit of a stretch story-wise, but I don't know what I was expecting from Who Wants to Beat Up a Millionaire. But like beating up millionaires, I don't know if millionaires really did much wrong. They just kind of did well in life. I don't want to beat up a millionaire. But billionaires, I mean, there's no such thing in my opinion as a billionaire who needs to be a billionaire. It shouldn't really exist. And there's a lot of anger towards billionaires nowadays. So this game is very topical, I think. Fun fact, do you know if you made $1,000 a day, which if any of us made, it would be incredible. Let's say you made $1,000 a day, 7 days a week since, I don't know, the birth of Christ, you still wouldn't have $1 billion. You'd be almost 3/4 of the way there. I think that's fascinating. I don't know why. Sorry for the tangent. Anyway, the game asks you questions, you get them right, you punch millionaires, and you get their money. Egregious Villain makes dopey jokes. He's only got a few, and they play over and over again, kinda. If you do really well, you get weapons to hit the millionaire with. And if you answer enough questions right, you get all the millionaires' money, and they carry them off on a stretcher. Again, no clue why the millionaires are volunteering for this game show, but it is what it is. I didn't get to experience playing this multiplayer. I don't know how that would have worked, but I didn't want to subject any of my friends to this, and I doubt it would have been much more fun. There was a couple times where I paused the game and looked up the answer because I wasn't sure. This was before the internet was like in everyone's pocket, so they just kind of let you pause the game and look stuff up. What are you going to do? Look it up in your Encyclopedia Britannica collection? So I paused it, I looked it up, I got the answer. Like this one, I Googled this, and the answer that the internet gave me was horse meat. People ate horse meat at this time. He even gave like sources, but then when the answer was wrong. That actually happened a couple of times. It makes me wonder, like, if the questions are just kind of vague and it could be a couple of answers, or they just didn't do their research. I'm not sure. Who knows anymore? Alternate reality and Mandela effect and all that. And that's pretty much it. So, what did we think of Who Wants to Beat Up a Millionaire for the Sega Dreamcast? It was funny. It's funny, I guess. It was just a funny, silly thing to get on the wheel, for the sake of this show to talk about. It's super unique and a product of its time. But is it a good game? No, certainly not. We've played much worse. It's not horrible. It's not unplayable. It does what it set out to do. There's a little bit of what some may consider to be humor, but it's subpar. It's kind of bad. So for me, that's a 2 out of 5. Again, funny to get in the context of this show and what we're doing, but I would not recommend playing this. It's pretty weak. And speaking of weak, I would also not recommend this chin strap situation I had going on. Also not great. I will say, hell of a hairline though. And one more episode, and then we have episode 100 in 2 weeks. Such a big milestone. I'm really looking forward to that. But we've got to get through next week first. What are we going to be playing? We will find out next Friday. Hope to see you all then, and have a great weekend.
This is the greatest villain, and I'll see you next time on Who Wants to Beat Up a Millionaire?